In this video, we're going to talk about managing, editing, and deleting posts in WordPress. Now, one of the ways that we can edit and delete posts is simply by going to our main site, and if we're already logged in as an admin, then we should have a link down here for edit for each of our posts. If we scroll down to our first post, we have an edit button here as well. Well, let's get rid of this very first post. Let's click on the edit button and see what happens. We click on edit and it takes us to that to the right post page, and we can actually go into this post and make changes to it. We can add text, images, things like that. But this isn't really what we wanted. We wanted to be able to delete it. Well, you'll notice over here to the right next to the save button, is an option for deleting the post, and that's really what we want to do. So we could just click on that. But instead of doing that, let me show you another way that we can get to this. If we go back to our dashboard, this is the page we come to when we initially log into our back end. And what we want to do now is we want to click on the Manage link. So we'll click on the Manage link, and we have options for managing posts, pages, links, etc. Well, we want to manage posts. What we want to do is simply delete one of them. So we can do a couple of things. We can click on the title to go to that post to edit it. That's not what we want, so let's go back to Manage Posts. What we want to do is delete it. So all we need to do is put a check mark next to that Hello World post, and then we have an option for deleting. So we're going to click on Delete, and there we go. It's gone. So now when we go to our site, I'm going to hit Control as I click on Visit Site so that it will open in a new tab. We can scroll down and we can see that there's no third posts here. It's just the first post that we actually wrote and the second post that we actually wrote. That first post that was there when we installed WordPress is now gone. So we can go back to our admin and we can see everything we've got going here. Now we have an option for all posts and published posts. Let me show you the difference there. Right now, there's really no difference, but if we write a post that we don't publish yet, let's just type in sample post. This is my sample post. And then we're just going to save it. We'll click on save, but we're not going to publish it. Instead, we'll just go to manage, and we're now on the manage posts page, and we have a sample post down here, even though it has not been published yet. You'll notice over here in status that it says unpublished. So the difference here between all posts and published posts is that the published posts just include the posts that have already been published to our site. So if we click on published, then we can see all of the posts that have already been published. And if we click on draft, we can see the posts that we've created that we have not published yet. So that's the difference between all posts, published posts, and drafts. And so that's how you edit your posts. You can also edit your pages the same way. We can click on the pages link, and we can click on the title of a page to go into that page and edit it. Or if we want to simply delete a page, we can put a check mark there and click on delete. Okay, we have options for many other things that we haven't really talked much about yet. We've talked about categories and tags. If we wanted to go ahead and create all of the possible categories for our blogs, we could click on categories and then just click on the add new button to add a new category. So if we were going with a sports theme, we might want to add a new category for soccer. So the category name would be soccer. The category slug is the URL friendly version of the name. So let's go ahead and just leave that the same. Oops, helps if you spell it right, soccer. Category parent, we don't want this category to have a parent. You can create categories that are subcategories of something else, but we don't want to create a parent here. And if we wanted to, we could create a description. We don't really have to though, so we can just click on add category, and there we go. Now when we look at our category list, we have football, uncategorized, and soccer. One thing we can do, you'll notice first of all that you can't check the uncategorized. You can delete certain posts, or you can delete certain categories, but you cannot delete the uncategorized, because that has to be there in case you ever create a post that doesn't have a category assigned to it. It's going to be assigned to the uncategorized. And so while we're managing things, you'll notice that we have one uncategorized post. Let's click on that number 1 there and see what it is. This will take us to managing posts in the uncategorized section, and we see that we have 2 posts here. One of them has been published, one of them has not been published. Well, we don't want this unpublished one anymore, so let's just click on the check mark next to that and click on delete. But for this other post, we want to go ahead and give it a category. So I'm going to click on that. And even though this isn't about football, let's just assign it a category of football. We'll scroll down a little bit. And under categories, let's uncheck uncategorized and check football. Now that that's checked, we'll simply click on save. And then once that has been saved, we can go back to manage categories. And we can see that uncategorized has 0 posts assigned to it. Soccer has 0 posts, and football now has 2 posts assigned to it. So that's how you manage your categories. You can also manage your tags the same way. You can add new tags by clicking up here. But usually you won't find yourself managing tags very often. When I add new tags, I usually do that when I'm writing my posts. So if we go to the Write Post page, after I write my post, the first thing I do is I add all the tags that I want for that post separated by commas, and then that automatically adds those to our list of possible tags. So that about wraps it up for managing posts, pages, categories, and tags in WordPress.